Hi, Noel. Are you there?
Hi, I sure am. Is this
Hi.
David?
This is David. Hey, I'm not sure. Some
Hi.
of the other guys who were originally going to tune in just left on a fire alarm, so they may be
Okay.
joining in process, which is the other reason for recording this today.
Sure, that's fine. Not a problem. I started the recording early just so I didn't miss anything and didn't, lose out on any of the information. So
Okay.
that's not a problem. We'll have that ready to go, and I'll get that over to you as soon as we're done. Usually it takes a little bit to compress, and then I'll send you the link, okay?
Okay, sounds great. Now, looks like we're still
Awesome.
waiting on a few guys who said they were going to log in, so
You
hopefully
got
they
it.
log
No
in
problem.
shortly.
All right,
I
can
had
you see
a,
my screen okay?
yeah, I can see your screen just fine. I had a Paul Woodring tell me that he never got the invite. I went ahead and forwarded it to him, but like I said, he just left on the rescue truck, so we'll see him when he gets
Paul
here.
Woodring?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let me check on it. Bear with me. All right. It looks like he may have gotten there. He is. Yeah,
Okay.
actually, he already logged in, so
Oh,
we're good. Yep,
excellent, excellent. So we just
you
have to get
got
him
it.
on the webinar here then. I think maybe he was looking for the webinar invite.
Oh, gotcha. All right. You know what? That one, I bet you we need to send that to him. Good observation. Hold on a
Good deal.
second. Let's get him back up. Whoop. And let me forward this to him.
All right. And all the other admins got this webinar invite?
You got it. Yes, they
All
did.
right.
Only
Okay.
Paul did not. He was the only one we added at the very last minute. So, yep, there we
Okay.
go. So he has it, but he won't need the login. I mean, he really just needs to, as far as the site here, he just needs
Mm-hmm.
to log into the one that I just sent to him. So we're good.
Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Let's get that over here. I'm going to go ahead and log in at the same time so I can kind of play around as I'm watching you on the webinar.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I mean, it'll help you to really retain that information, Dave. So good idea.
Right.
Definitely. All right, so we'll hang tight and wait for everybody to show up, and we'll start in 5 minutes if that works for you.
That sounds great.
Perfect.
Hey, Noel, are you still there?
I sure am.
Okay. Hey, when I log in, it still says, welcome to the free preview of FireRescue1Academy on my screen.
It does. All right,
Yeah.
so let's see, Dave. I'm actually logged in as you, so that
Oh,
way I have your profile, so you're seeing
okay.
it. When you go in, right here next to your name,
Mm-hmm.
see if it has Covington Fire Department listed there.
No, it does not. What's that? Right now? Well, we're logging in right now. Yeah, if you want to, did you get the link for the webinar? Should have gotten an email from Noel with the link to log in for the webinar. Okay. All right. Sorry, that was one of the assistant chiefs
No,
going,
that's all right.
when's that meeting? I said,
No,
I was certain about now.
no problem. 3 more minutes. We're still good. We're still
All right.
good.
So, okay, yeah, I just have David Geiger and then location settings next to my name.
Okay, so you don't have Covington Fire Department. Well,
Now,
I'm
now
logged in as you, so
when I logged in earlier, I had Covington Fire Department, but it was still the free preview version also.
you know what? I'll log out of this and I'll actually let you go. Try it again, and then I will log in.
Uh, let me log out here.
No problem.
Well, I tell you what, I'm logging in using I use DMS Director at CovingtonKY.gov. I should probably use D Geiger, shouldn't I?
Let's see. I think that is what we have you. Bear with me and I'll tell you right now. And let me just move that. All right, so yes, you have D. Geiger at covingtonky.gov. That's the issue.
That was my problem. Okay.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right, excellent. All right.
Although this is different than when I logged in earlier today. When I logged in earlier today, it was still showing like a free preview version.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yeah, this is all much better now.
Excellent. All right, good deal. So just so you know, under my profile, you're going to see a few extra items because I'm a super user is what they call me. Okay. So you're going to see some things that I'm not going to cover, and that's why I was in under you, but I think we'll just leave it as it is so that way you have access to. I'm not sure if that made a difference, but it seems like it did. Pages we're not going to cover, and we're not going to cover the, where is it? We're not going to cover the training calendar. So that one is in progress. So just so you know that I'm going to skip over those, okay? Okay. All right. So this one will be coming out soon, and when it does, I'll give you a call and let you know what it's all about, okay?
All righty. Let's see here.
Excellent. Okay, and I'm going to put this back over here so everybody sees it. Okay, and for those of you that have just joined, we're going to start in about a minute or so. So hang tight. We're just waiting for a few more people to show up. Okay, so Todd's in and Joseph's in, and David is here, obviously. Is there anybody else that...
Okay. You should have gotten an email with an invite to the webinar. Okay, let me forward that to you real quick. Give me a second here. Let me get back into here. Log in on that. Let's see here. Forward. All right. Yeah, it'll be actually you'll join by going to global.gotomeeting.com/join/ and then a big long number. Let me know if you get that email here in just a second. I'll have all that login info on it. What's it? Okay. All right.
And David, we'll have a few people logging in, so you may not recognize names. I'll be moving the little name here, the little attendees area in just a few minutes. So if you don't... Okay, looks like we're still waiting for a few people to join.
I'm in the middle of something. I'm actually in the middle of a webinar meeting right now, ma'am. Would you be able to call me back in about an hour? Fantastic. We'll be able to help you out with that. Thank you. Bye. Okay. You, Joe, and we're all in. Okay. All right. Sorry, Noel. I'm getting like 50 million people from everywhere.
That's all right. No problem, Dave. So here's who we have in from your team. We have Chris, David, we have Joseph, and we have Todd. Are we waiting on somebody else that you think is going to show up?
Chris Black, I just forwarded the email link to him, so hopefully he'll be joining us in just a second. And then Joe Bowman is actually Joe, Paul Woodring, and Chief Martin are all watching together.
Oh, perfect. That's fantastic. All right, excellent. Now you'll see a couple of names you may not recognize. Those are some of the people from my office that are sitting in to train.
Look and see if you popped in here or not. No, I'm talking with Chris on the phone right now. We're trying to get him logged in.
No problem. You just let me know when you think everybody's ready to roll, and then I'll start up.
Okay.
Okay, and again, for those that are here in attendance at this time, we're just waiting another minute or two for everybody to show up. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe out there.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay, hold on just one second. There you go, my friend.
This is yours. Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, Chris, I see that you're logged in now, so I'm gonna hang up here. All right. Chief Black was the last one we were waiting on there, Noel, so I think we're ready to start.
Okay. Are we ready to roll? Okay, excellent. I'm going to move this out of the way so no more distractions on that. Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're going to go over the features in your new online training platform here on the FireRescue1Academy. So welcome to all of the Covington, Kentucky Fire Department. I'm Noelle. I'll be your account manager, and I'll be your point of contact whenever you need anything. So if you don't have my contact information already, please let us know or let Dave know, and I'll make sure we got it, get it over to you. Okay, so I'm going to start here at the beginning. You should see the Covington, Kentucky patch. Here we can change this out at any time. I'll show you how to do that. You'll also see a welcome message that can also be changed out at any time. Now, the welcome message is being used for a number of different things. You could announce your trainings for the month on here, or you could even use it for employee recognition. You could change the picture out and put a picture of the employee of the month. There's a lot of different things you can do with this area, so that's really up to you, and I'll show you how to do that as we go through the whole presentation. So this is the home page. When the students log in for the first time, and after they've actually set up everything, this is what they're going to see and land on. So at the very top of the page, they'll be able to go to their home topics, which will be all of the different trainings that are available to them and to you, to their training. If they want to see what courses are assigned to them or go to all of the courses, they'll be able to go right here from the top. And then if you all decide to use this as your method of getting out SOGs and SOPs, we may want to do a mute on there on whoever's phone is buzzing in and out. But if you want to use the system for SOGs and SOPs, they will all be housed here, and I'll show you how we work that as well as we go through the system. Now, the students aren't going to have access to the admin area. Today we're going to go over all of the features in admin, and I'll go over each one by one for you. But what the students will have access to is their dashboard. So the dashboard is going to be most important to the students. They're going to go there to access their assignments, print off their certificates that they earn, go to their courses in progress. Any notifications that they get, such as emails and things, will all be housed here. And then their credential information. Now, the training calendar, as I told Dave earlier, is something that we're adding to the site, so we're not going to be covering that today, and I'll make sure to inform you about it when it is available to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to start on this home page. Now, on the home page, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see that you have some featured courses in here. So the Medic Monthlies, whenever we release a new one, it'll land here, and you'll see quite a few of those as featured. You can unfeature them, and then if you're making custom courses, you can actually have them featured where they show up on the home page. I just want to make sure if everybody can hear me okay, because I do hear a lot of background noise. Is everybody all right? Yeah? All right. Okay. So just to continue on then, here you'll also see on this home page, you can access the tutorials as well as a dedicated icon to go right directly into the Medic Monthly series. That is something that we own, and we're pretty proud of it, so we give it its own entry point. Now, right on here on the home page, you can access the tutorials. So these are pretty important. It's a great thing maybe to get out to your team on their first assignment just so they can get used to this new training site. You can actually assign out to them, if you would like, the basic user overview. It's just a 10-minute overview of the training site. It'll help them to understand where to go to find their assignments and to get started. So that is available for everyone. You'll also see that there's an admin features overview. It's a 10-minute overview, so it's real quick, high level. I'm going to go really deep into those admin features today, but if you do forget anything, just remember this is here for you to access at any time. You'll also see that there is the custom course editor overview. Now with this, it's going to go a little bit more into detail about how to create some custom courses. So again, just remember that you do have these here for you to access. So I'm just going to go right back to that home page and start right from the beginning here. Okay, so if you want to get into all of the courses, here you have your topics area. So let's just say you want to see just one particular grouping. Maybe you just want to go see the fire inspector courses. You can simply click on fire inspector. It'll filter it for you. Okay, you can also simply go to training and go to all courses. There's lots of different ways to get to the same information is what I'm trying to show you here. So once you get into all of the courses, you can then search in the search bar for a particular course. So if you're looking for courses on trauma, you can type in trauma, and then it'll filter it down to the trauma-related courses, as you can see. Okay. Now you also have here on the left-hand side a filter. This filter is going to allow you to also filter it down to whatever grouping that you want to see. And again, it's getting to that same information you want to see, but there's just lots of different ways you can do it in the system. So again, if you wanted to just get to a firefighter series, the 1 and 2, just put a check mark in that area. It'll filter it down for you. So really, really easy to use. I'm just going to unfilter this right now. What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to show you how to get into the courses and how the courses function. Okay, so you as an admin are going to see the courses a little differently than a student. So to get into one, you just simply click on the picture. Okay, when it opens up, you're going to see as the admin that you have all of these buttons here, and that you also have the sidebar over here. The student, the only thing they're going to see is the what to expect and the pictures and the content here and the next button. So when you get into the course, if you're reviewing the course and you're creating assignments for that month, you may look at this and go, you know what, I really like this abdominal aortic aneurysm course, and I think I would like to create an assignment with it. You can simply click on Add to Assignment, and then you can create a brand new assignment directly from the course. So pretty easy. It'll then ask you if you want to or if you want to get rid of it. So while you're in that course, as an admin, you also have the ability to jump around to different parts of the course. You can go through, look at what the course objectives are. You can go to the course content, and if you wanted to, you could skip directly to the video. Now, that's only the admin that can do that. The students cannot. But as the admin, if you wanted to just use, say, this video in a classroom training, you could do that. You can maybe put it up on a big screen or what have you. You can also go to any part of the course if a student's struggling on a certain part. Maybe they're having a tough time with the immediate treatment portion of the course. You can go there and review it with them. Okay, so that's how that sidebar works. And again, the students won't have access to that. Only the admin will. And all of you in attendance today are admin. So
hey, Noelle.
Yep, I'm here.
When I click on that course, I go over here on my sidebar. It just says course content, ACG, and post-test and surveys. Am I clicking something wrong on that then?
On your, let me check something out here. Hold on. Let me make sure you are, yep, you're an admin. All right, so on yours, Dave, yours is going to look a little bit different than mine.
Mm-hmm.
So yours is actually going to not have, the only thing it's not going to have when I go into it, and if you're on that BLS course, you're not going to have these two items here, but you should have everything else except for copy course and edit.
Hold on. BLS. Let me take a look at it here.
Okay.
Okay. No, I got. Well, I have the what to expect course objectives. There it is. I think I might have been on the wrong one.
You got it?
Before.
You might have been on the wrong
now.
one. Okay.
Yep.
No problem. You're good. Not a problem. All right. Excellent. So, but back to the course here, you also have at the very bottom on the left-hand side, you have access to the final exam and also to the surveys. So as the admin, you're able to jump right to it. Again, if you wanted to use this course in a classroom setting, you could simply come to the final exam and you could even print it out. So just know that that's there for you. If you don't want to sign it out and have the students take it on their own, you can use it in a group setting. Now, if you were to do that, you would want to all watch the course together. You would want to assign out or give out that exam to the students and have them take it, and then you would grade it after that. Once you actually do that, you're going to see in the lesson plan, which I'm going to click on now, that it will have not only the lesson plan for you to follow while you're doing that course in a classroom setting, but it'll also have the answer key to the final exam right here at the bottom, which I'm going to go to. And again, there's the final exam this way, and then the answer key to that final exam. So you can grade it if you decide to use the course in a classroom setting. Okay? Now, once you've done that, you would want to then give credit to those that attended that course. So you would simply come here to record course credit. By clicking on that, it'll open up. It'll give you your calendar here. So let's just say everybody attended today at 2 o'clock, 1400. And you would then go down to your group of all the students in your department, and you would choose which ones attended and passed by clicking the plus add. And then once you've chosen all of the students, and you would see all of them here, you may have to scroll over to page 2 or 3, you would click submit. So that's how you would award the credit to those students, and they could actually print a certificate after doing so. Okay, so that's how you would use that in the classroom setting. Now, of course, you can still assign out the courses to them to take on their own, and then they would do everything on the computer and be able to print out their certificates. Okay. Now, if you, for any reason, go through the courses and there's a course that maybe you just don't feel you want your students to see, for whatever reason it may be, you can hide that course by clicking the hide button from their view. Now, you would be able to see it as the admin and retrieve it and bring it back, but the students wouldn't have any access to it. It would be hidden from their view. Now, again, the Mark Featured is going to be available for you when you create custom courses. Believe it or not, they'll all have all of these buttons here. They'll have the add to the assignment. They'll have record course credit, lesson plan, and hide, and Mark Featured. So it automatically does that in the course when you create custom courses too. So you can feature those custom courses to get them to show up on that home page. All right, so I'm going to move on from the courses themselves, but if anybody has any questions about these, by all means, go ahead and ask. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you into the admin area, and we're going to go over all of the admin features. So we're going to go admin, and we're going to go to members. Now, earlier in the last couple of days, I actually loaded your roster, but I didn't send out the invitations to all of your team members. I only sent them to the admin for the department. So you're going to see when I loaded that roster, there's some active and there's some invited members. Now, the invited have not been sent an invitation yet. The active are going to be all of the admin that I sent it out to that accepted their invitation, and then there's going to be some members that actually are going to show up active just from me loading that roster without sending an invite. The reason for that is that we are associated with the EMS1.com and also FireRescue1.com, as well as a number of other public service sites. So if a member of your department in Covington has a membership to any of those sites, it's going to show them as an active member here. They're already going to have access. However, just keep in mind they were sent an email saying we've invited you to join the Covington Fire Department. So I just want you to know how that works. Now, your invited members, those members, we haven't sent out the invite yet, but when I do, you're going to see that some people are going to be in both places because not all people are going to open up their email and accept that invitation. So this is going to give you a heads up of who hasn't logged in yet. So you always want to check this. So if you have people who haven't logged in, you simply go to Invited Members by clicking on it, and then it shows you exactly who has not logged in. So I haven't sent out any invites yet, as I said. We'll send those out when you guys are ready for that, to make sure everybody's ready and opens up those emails when we do send them. But all you would do is, let's say that we did send those invites out and James Adams hasn't accepted his invite yet. You would simply go to Edit, and then you would simply click Send Invitation, and it would resend another invitation to them. Or you can just call me and say, hey, Noelle, can you resend a whole batch out? That's not a problem either. So we can do that either way. So you'll see Invited and you'll see Active. Now, if you have a new member join the Department of Covington Fire Department, all you need to do is click Add Member, put in their email address, click Add Member, and then you'll type in their first and last name and send them an invitation. It's that easy. And you just want to let them know, hey, you're going to get an email. Be on the lookout for that, and of course have them check their spam as well, just in case it gets kicked in there. Now, let's say that James Adams moves up the ranks and you want to give him admin rights. All you got to do is click Edit and then just simply click on Grant Admin Rights. Now, if James Adams also leaves the department for any reason, same thing, click Edit and Deactivate. So when you deactivate a student, just so you're aware, they no longer have access to the site to take any more of their CEUs. You would still be able to run a report for them, though. Okay? All right, so I'm now going to go from admin to groups. So groups are extremely easy to create, and also they make things really, really easy for the administrators. So if you have, let's just say, and I'm going to use EMT as a group. Let's just say you have EMTs and you have also paramedics. You want to separate them out because EMTs are going to be taking the BLS courses and the paramedics will be taking the ALS courses. So you don't want to have to go through 100 and some students every time to choose who's getting what. If you put them into a group, and I'm just going to demonstrate this and I can come back and delete the group later, but you would simply type in the name. You would simply go through and choose the people that you want in that group. And again, I will come back and delete these. I don't want you to be worried about that. And then you would simply click on Add Selected and then just save it. And then we're going to go back into that group and you'll see that they're there now. And if I click on it, it opens up and you see the 5 I selected. Now, here in the group, and I'm going to show you how the groups work when we go to the assignments, so that way you can understand how it is important to create those groups just to make life easier for everybody. Let's say this group doesn't have Christopher Alslip in there. Then he's not an organization administrator. Let's just say that you want to give Matt some admin rights, but only to that group. You can do so. You would simply click Make Owner, and he would only have admin rights for the EMS group, or for the EMT group. Okay, so that's what the Make Owner is there for. All right, so I'm going to go now, and I'm going to go to the assignments really quick, because I want to show you how those groups work. So for an assignment, you're going to come in here and you're going to create a new assignment. We don't have any existing assignments to add members to, but if we did have existing assignments, it's simple to add a member to that. if you've left one off or a new member joined the team, you can easily add them in. So we're going to go to New Assignment. Okay, anytime that you create an assignment, you do need to give it a name. So I'm just going to type in 2016. Well, we're 17 now, so I better do that. Okay, and then below the assignment name and courses, you're going to see a search bar. So if I'm looking for a particular course, let's say I'm looking for a pump operator course, I'm going to type in pump. And if I click on that where it said pump operator, it's going to pull up all those pump operator courses for me to choose from. Okay, so really easy. But I'm going to assign this out to my EMT, so I think I better choose a trauma course. So there's my trauma courses. I'm just going to choose abdominal trauma by clicking the plus add sign. And then at the bottom, I'm going to click next. So now I'm on the deadline page. This is the second step in creating an assignment. So I'm going to have a start date of today, if I click on it, and an end date of next Friday, if I click on it. If I don't want an end date or a start date, I just leave it blank. What that does is it leaves the assignment open to the student to access at any time and for how long as you like. But if you do need a deadline, you want to definitely choose it here. Okay? All right, if you don't choose anything, it's going to be open. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to assign a course to myself. So here we're going to go next. So we're in the personnel area. So this is where you're going to choose who you want to assign the course to. And again, I said I was going to show you how it works with the actual groups. So we had a group called EMT. I just typed in EMT and voila, it just filtered it down. And what that does is it enables you to then just click select all and you would assign that course out to that group of students. So really, really simple. Now, I'm just going to assign this course to myself because I don't want to assign to anybody from your department. So I'm just going to click add next to my name and then I'm going to click next. So did you see how easy it is when you use those groups? So we'll go back and delete that here in a moment. So once you're done with the assignment, you come here to the notifications area. There's going to be notifications that are already pre-set up for you here when you get to this area. You can send out a email on the start date. You can send out an email on 3 days before it's due, a day before it's due, and a past due email. So you would just simply put a little check mark in there if you wanted to use any of these, and then you would simply click Apply Selected Notification Rules. And then they would get, the students would get an email on those time frames. Okay? So pretty easy. I'm going to go back to groups really quick because I want to remove that group that I created, and that's simple to do. You just simply click Delete, and there you go. So now I want to go to roles. I know I skipped over it, but I wanted to just show you so it made sense with the groups of how easy and how important they are to create to save yourselves time. We're going to go to roles now. Okay, so in the roles area, I know when we created the groups, I showed you that you can click on that Make Owner area, and that gives the admin rights to that person that you chose just for that particular group. But what you can also do here is you can create different levels of admin rights for different people. So it's very easy to do. You simply click on Create Role, and let's say you want to call this group Captains. Okay? You would then choose which roles they were going to have. All right? You could say you want to maybe have all of them. Maybe you want to give everything. Maybe you only want to give manage reports and be able to maybe do some reporting, and let's say they can also create custom courses. So you can really filter it down to whatever you like, and then you would just simply save it. Okay, and then what you would do is you would click on the little people here, and you would choose who you want to add into that group. All right, and you would just simply go in and choose with the plus add sign, and then you would select who you wanted to by clicking Save at the bottom. So pretty easy. So that gives you the ability to give out admin roles to different groups. You know, maybe the captains have some ability to do things that the lieutenants don't, and whatever it may be, however you want to set that up. So I'm just going to delete that. Again, if you create something and it's incorrect, you can simply go back and delete. Okay? All right, so now we're going to go to the recorded credit. Now, recorded credit, do you remember when we were in the course itself and we pretended we had a group of students that we gave credit to for attending a course? Well, this is where it would be housed. You'd be able to go here afterwards if you made any mistakes. Maybe you gave credit to somebody that shouldn't have gotten it. You'd be able to come here and edit that. So that's what the recorded credit is. We're going to now go to reports. Okay, so in the reports area, you're going to see that you have different steps available that you need to choose. So in step 1, you have on demand. Means you want to see it now. You can also choose recurring. So if you put a little mark in the bubble there, you'll see that you can set up a report to be sent to you on a monthly, on a weekly, or a daily basis. You can choose how often you want that report to be sent. You can choose what start date and so on, and then what type of report you want it to be. So really, really simple to do. I see a lot of departments are using this feature when I go in to check on them. They're definitely enjoying that, so that's a good one. All right, now we're going to go back to the reports area. Whoops, there we go. All right, you can also choose email, which would mean that you maybe don't have time to review the report right now. You want to send an email to yourself, or you could send an email to the chief or whatever it may be. If you need to get one over there, you would just simply choose email, and it would send over to whomever you want it to go to. Now, here also you have your date range for step 2. Step 2, you'd simply put in the date range that you want the report to be generated for. You can also choose training period or all time. Now, all time would be for Covington from today's date forward. All right. Then you have step 3. It's choosing what type of report. So you can run your report on members, on credentials. Members is most common, by the way. Members is going to be the report that you want to see what Jane Doe did for all of her courses and the score that she got. It'll give you that information. Credentials, you can use that to see whose credentials are expiring. Credit summary, that's going to just tell you how many credits Jane Doe earned. It's not going to tell you what the courses were that she took. Here in groups, you can run a report on just the groups themselves. You can run a report on courses if you wanted to see who completed bloodborne pathogens. That's the one you would choose. You can run it on videos, policies, if you choose to use the system to create and get out SOGs and SOPs. And also, you can run a report on external training and also training tags. So we'll get a little bit more involved on the external training when we go through the custom course tool. Now, for the fire side of things, ISO reports, you have all 3 areas here. And then admin reports you can also do. Okay?
Okay.
Now,
No, Ellen, I don't have the admin reports showing on mine. Is that yours and mine,
yep.
or?
Yep, that's me. That's
Okay.
me. You got it. Yep, absolutely. All right, so now we're going to go to the curriculum guide. In the curriculum guide, you're going to see that you will see our course brochure here. So if any time you wanted to see what courses we offer, you can check right here. Looks like you guys have quite a few of what we do offer. We have a few more on the EMS side of the house if you ever want to look at that. And then the EMS accreditation information is here too. So if you need that, that's where that would be housed. Okay, now we're going to go from admin to customize. All right, in Customize, this is where that homepage message was that you saw, welcoming Covington Fire Department. You can change it any time. You simply would go in and wipe that out and type in whatever message you like. You'll also see the logo. You can easily replace it by simply clicking Browse and attaching anything that you have on your computer. It would automatically replace this. And then, very important, the organization settings. So we can change these up now. So Dave, if you want to do any changes, just let me know and I'll make those changes for you. Or you can. You're actually following along with me. Organization settings. So the first one and the last one, it automatically defaults to. So the first one, it says show correct answers in feedback when Knowledge Point quizzes in full-length courses are submitted. Does not apply to final exams, training block courses, or single video courses. So basically what that is a lot of our courses have a pre-test. If a student doesn't pass it, it'll show the correct answers and allow the student to retake the test afterwards. But it does jumble the questions and answers. If you do not want the correct answers to be shown, you would simply uncheck that box. It's only for the pre-test, not for the post-test. The second item is only allow my organization members to browse assigned content. So having it unchecked, the student is able to go in and take any course that they like right now. Now, we haven't sent out the invitations to them, so they're not getting in there. But right now, it is open for anybody to take whatever they like. If you check the box, the students will only be able to see what you assign to them. The third item is set a minimum score for all tests and quizzes. CAPC's requirement is a 70% minimum. So that is the minimum here. You can't lower it, but you can raise it. The fourth item is set a maximum number of attempts for quizzes and tests. Currently, having it unchecked, it is at unlimited. If you wanted to, you can actually check in there, and then there's a couple of things you can do. You can actually choose how many attempts that you want to give them. So let's just say you wanted to give them 3 attempts. The third attempt, they would be locked out if they didn't pass it on the third attempt. So then you can choose to use the unlock by hours, or you can keep them locked out where they have to come to you to unlock it for them. But if you choose to set a maximum number of attempts and use the unlock by hours, you can have it unlock after a 24-hour waiting period or less, or maybe a 48-hour period or less or more. So it's really up to you. Okay, so I'm just going to uncheck those. I'm not sure if you're using that feature there, Dave, but if you are, you can check anything back.
I'm looking at it right now, and yeah, we'll make a decision as a committee on how we want to set that up.
You got it. All right, no problem. So I will leave it as is. Now the last item is show community courses for my organization. Basically, this site is set up to be a sharing site. So let's say that other departments in Kentucky you want to share content with, or they want to share content that they create. So if you have a custom course or something, you could do that. Or you could share it with anybody in the whole country that uses the FireRescue1Academy. So I know we have, for example, the airport right next door to you guys. Are they in Covington or Florence? I can't recall. They're one of our clients. Hebron. Ah, okay. There you go. Okay, Hebron. Okay. So they're on one of our clients, and they use this for the EMS side of the house. So if you guys ever wanted to collaborate and share things, you could. It is meant to be a sharing site, and by having this checked, show community courses for my organization, you're able to see whatever anybody else has shared. Honestly, not a lot of clients do share. They like to keep things to themselves, but you can if you like to. Okay? So I'm just going to keep this as is. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're now going to go from admin to custom courses tool. So the custom courses tool is multifunctional. It's not just for creating custom courses, but it's also for creating SOGs and SOPs. It's also for tracking your offline training or any training that we don't provide to you. So that could include online training, just not our content. So you're going to come here for doing quite a few things. What you're going to do is you're going to go to Create Course or SOG SOP. And once it opens up, you're going to give your course a name. And you can choose whatever name you like. Okay? Once you do that, you can choose whatever template you like or no template at all. We do have them set up in there for you to make things easy. So you have single video course would be like a YouTube. If you have like a YouTube video you wanted to post up there, you could do that and choose that template. It'll just set things up pretty easy. Training block course, that's going to have 2 or more videos in it, and you can also use content that we already have preloaded for you available in the system. So that's pretty neat too. Full-length course, that would be like creating something like our Medic Monthly or one of our Fire courses where it has a pre-test, content, and then a post-test. The SCORM, that's something that is showing on my side. For you guys, it's not going to be showing there, but if you need it, just let me know. We can always activate it for you. And that's if you're creating in SCORM, using SCORM to do any custom courses. The SOG SOP course, I'm going to show you that really quick by clicking on it. If you choose to use this system to get out SOGs and SOPs, it's really, really easy to do so. You can simply upload an existing document that you have, and then you can even add a quiz or test question to it. You can simply say by checking the box below, you acknowledge that you have read and understand this SOG, SOP, and then you would simply go to add question, and then you can even require electronic signature. So it would give you the feedback that those students actually read it and understand it. So it's pretty neat little tool there. Also, you will see in the templates you have the external training course. Okay, so this would be for tracking any of that training that we don't provide to you. And again, it could be online or it could be offline. So if you have maybe a CPR course, you want to track it in here, you could do that, or any course, working fire, whatever it may be. You would put in the type of training. Could be classroom, conference, seminar, in-house, hands-on, online, skills testing. And then after you've chosen what it is, you would put in who the provider was. Maybe you have a hospital that you're working with and you would put them in as a provider. And then instructors. And for the instructors, if you don't have somebody in your department, you can always add somebody in, which is really easy to do. You simply type in the name and just add them as a contact. And then you would choose the date that you actually had that training and the hours that it took place. The thumbnail, this is going to apply to all of the custom courses. So from thumbnail down, you'll be asked these same questions to complete. This will apply to whether it's a custom course, an SOG, SOP, or a offline training. You would have the thumbnail, that's going to be a picture associated with the course. You would put in your course description, and all of these areas are required. Thumbnail is not, but the course description is definitely required. And then if you have a lesson plan, you can upload it here. And then here, this would be if you are, and this is actually for me, but you would have, if it's just for your organization, like I said, you can share with others or keep it for yourself. In the duration, now if you enter 0 and you're using videos, it'll just calculate the video time and put that in for you. But if you don't, you are required to put in how long it is. Okay? And then for ISO, if you're going to be tracking your ISO here, obviously T2 is the most common. You would have your category and also your subcategories. So you have all of that in there for you too. And then the topics, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually create a custom topic for you. And that topic will be for Covington Fire Department. And you see here the topics, and I'm jumping around a little bit just to show you how this works. When we create Covington Fire Department custom courses, let's say we call it that, it'll fall under here once you create an actual course. And you'll see Covington Fire Department custom courses in this area. So whenever you do create a custom course, you want to make sure that you attach it to a topic that you're going to remember. Otherwise, you may not be able to find that course because it'll try to attach itself to something, and so it's really an important part of this. And you can create as many topics as you like. So if you want to have one for creating custom courses, if you want to have one for trainings that are not done through any of our material, you can do that. So you can have multiple topics. Just attach it to one of those, and you'll always find that course up here under the topics area, under that topic. So it makes things a little bit easier for you. I do have a department that constantly attaches them nowhere, and we have to go in and search for them. So just as a reminder, try to attach it to a topic that makes sense. And then you also have the ability to attach surveys. So we'll get to that in just a little bit, but once you create custom surveys, they'll actually show up right here, and you'll be able to attach them to the courses for the students to take at the end, and you can get the feedback. Here again is the organizations of who you want to share this with, or if you want to make this a public course. You can also choose whether or not you want a certificate to be generated for the students upon completion of that particular course. And then you would save all of that. Now, once you save is when you actually go to the second page and you start building out the course. And it's very, very easy to do. What I'd like to do is invite you to call me whenever you are creating a course if you need some help. I am more than happy to help you with that. Also, just to show you here, you may have seen this little donut here. The safety ring is what we call it. This is also going to have some great info for you. So I'm going to click on it now. And you're going to see here, it'll say what is the minimum required internet speed to watch videos. It'll also have information about what video and audio files are supported by the Academy. So when you're actually building a course and using some videos, you want to know what it's going to take. So it takes just about everything, as you can see. So I don't think you'll have any problem. Okay, but this is going to be your area you come to for any questions that you may have, and it really has just about everything in here. So if you never need any help, this is a great place. Let's say it's the weekend and we're not available. Usually you'll find what you need right in this area. And otherwise, you can always call me too. But you can type in questions, and it's pretty neat and interactive. Okay, so I'm going to now go from admin. I'm going to go to surveys. As I said, you can create surveys in the system. My profile follows me everywhere, so as you can see, there's quite a few attached to me. To create a survey is very easy. You simply click Add Survey. You give it a name, and then you would enable it. Enabling it makes it available for you to choose from that group when you're creating a custom course, so you can get it out to everybody. So you can also choose what organizations, again, you want to share this with, okay? And then you simply build it by adding questions. And it's very, very easy to do. You basically build the question here, what color is the sky? And then you have answers here. And then you can basically, the student would choose which one they want. Now, by the way, when you're creating custom courses and your test, it's the same format. The only difference is for the test, you would actually put an asterisk right in front of the correct answer, although red isn't correct. But that is what you would do. Okay, so it's the same concept, the same way of actually creating custom questions. For the survey, you don't want to have, obviously, any correct answers, because that would be biased. But you would do each answer on its own line, just like it is. Okay? So really easy there. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Nicole, we have a question from Corey Dye. Can the raw data be imported into Firehouse software?
Can the raw data be imported into Firehouse software? Okay, so we're going to get to Firehouse. Now, as far as the raw data being imported, are you saying like any of the course completions, things of that nature?
I'm not sure. I'm waiting for Corey to type in the chat box
Okay.
there.
No problem.
I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
I sure can.
I was just talking, and you may get to it, about the training period, that it's who took what class and everything, so they can fill out the training reports.
Absolutely. Yep, you got it. We're going to cover that in full, and that's going to be coming up probably in about 10 minutes, I think, at the most. But yes, you can. We're going to go over the whole thing on the Firehouse. As I'll show you here in the Firehouse, what we're going to do is you're already set up as far as to the box ID and everything. So we are now linked up right now at this point. Firehouse will then send to you an actual email with a link in it that you'll need to do for your end to get it set up. Marcy's already sent that off to Firehouse requesting it, so you should hear from them usually within a week or so of getting you guys onboarded. So once we have all of that, you're going to be linked up, and all of the information from Fire Rescue 1, any of the completions will be sent directly to Firehouse. It's going to take a little bit of work. What we're going to need to do is categorize all of the courses. You create your categories, so you should have existing categories that you're using now. You'll put those categories into the system, and then we'll code all the courses, and then all the users will also need to be coded as well. So you simply put in their staff ID and then check mark, and then that way the system knows who to assign the course credit to by that Firehouse staff ID. So I'll go over all of that with you a little bit more thoroughly in just a few minutes. Does that work?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, awesome.
Thank you.
You got it. All right, no problem. All right, so now, Dave, if you choose to use that feature in the Customize where you lock out the students for after, say, 3 failed attempts, this is where you would come to unlock them, just to unlock courses. It would show the person, it would show the course they were locked out of, and then you'd be able to unlock right here. Okay, so just know that if you choose to use that, okay? All right, we're going to go over credentials really quick. Okay, so this system is set up so where you can actually send out or create templates to assign to each of the students, whether it be for fire or for EMS. So with the credentials area, if this is something that you are going to use, which I do recommend because it does make things really easy for you. It takes a little bit of setup in the beginning, but well worth it in the end. You're going to do your templates. So first you're going to do a template. So you go to, and let me just show you how that works. You go from admin to credentials, and then where it says templates, click on it, and then click new credential template. Okay, so the templates are really going to help you get everything organized. So let's say for your EMTs you have a template, for your paramedics you have a template, maybe you have fire officer template. You're going to be able to put in there what courses are required for that particular person to complete for that year or training period, whatever it may be. So you can create custom templates. Let's just say EMT is one of them. And then credential type, whether it's for state or for national, you would choose, the difference being you would choose NREMT if it's for national. It'll automatically default to national there. Or to EMT, it will default to state, as you can see. So when you're setting this up, and Dave, in the state of Kentucky, are they following NREMT at this time, or are you still following state?
They have their option. They can renew their state using their NREMT, but they have to maintain a state. And that runs January 1st of 1 year for a 2-year period to December 31st. So it would be January 1st, 2015 to December 31st, 2016, or I guess January 1st, 2016 to December 31st, 2017.
Okay. All right. So you would set this up here like this, and everybody in the state of Kentucky restarts at the same time, or do they have birthdays that they do it on?
All goes by birth. All goes at the same time. You have till the end of the year.
Perfect. All right. Excellent. So that's pretty easy. That's really awesome. The same happens here in Florida. A lot of states are on birthdays, and boy, that makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so we would set that up like that. So let's just say we're doing your state one, and if you are doing some NREMT as well, you'd have to create another template for that. So for your state, let's say we're building this out right now. You would simply add in a requirement, and let's say you have pediatric that is required, and let's say it's a requirement of 2 hours. And then do you know what your requirements are for the state for your research period?
Yeah, it's
Dave, off the top of your head?
4 hours medical, 4 hours trauma, 2 hours of OBGYN or pediatrics.
Okay.
So, I mean, that'd be one. So I can type in whatever one. So I can type in OBGYN or pediatrics and list that at 2, correct?
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Whoops.
And what is it? 1 hour MCI or disaster management.
Okay.
2 hours of airway.
Okay.
3 hours patient assessment.
Okay.
And 8 hours of anything.
Okay.
8 additional
So we'll
hours.
call
So it should
those.
be a total of 24 electives, yeah.
Okay. And that's going to be 8 of
8
anything.
hours.
Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put can collect overflow on the electives. All right. So for the medical, we're going to need to choose 4 courses that that you would choose for medical. All right. So I may need to see what your requirements are though for the state. But what you would do, and let me just explain this for you. So you would go in and you would click edit on each one. So we put in the required hours, now we've clicked edit. So it's opened up to all of the courses that are available to you in the whole system. Okay, so you've built out what's required, you put in the amount of hours, now you're going to go and select the courses. So you're going to go in and you're going to find your medical. So let's just say medical emergencies, let's just say you have, and we'll just put in 4, all right?
Okay.
Let's say there's more than that, and I'll let you redo these. We can always delete this afterwards. And then we simply click apply. So now you're going to see that it already has the 4 courses in there that apply to medical. So then you would go in and you would pick out your trauma. So we would click edit on there and put in trauma. So now it's going to filter down to the trauma courses. So obviously you want to make sure you're choosing the BLS as well, because there's a BLS and an ALS version of each. Okay, so we would do that and so on, and you would just click apply. Now in the trauma courses there's probably at least 12 if not more. You could choose all 12 and let the students choose any 4 they wanted to out of that. And then this here, the electives area, collecting overflow, if the student did more than 4, anything beyond that would go into this can collect overflow. Does that make sense? Yeah, makes sense.
Yes,
all right,
it does.
excellent. All right, beautiful. So that's how you're going to set up your template. So it's pretty quick, as you can see. We basically did one here. I just need to know what, or you may want to just pick out what meets the state of Kentucky for each category. So, but that is it. That's as simple as it is. So now we've got that saved. What we're going to do is we're going to go to, let me just save that. And we can delete this at any time. You can go back in and edit any of that. We're going to go to the Credentials Manager. All right, so now we're back to where we started. You can see your templates, members' credentials. We're going to go to New Credential. So this is where all of the credential information is going to be put in. So if you want, the students can do it on their own. If you want them to, they access it through their dashboard. And let me just show you that. Okay, so they would go in and they're only going to be able to select their name, all right? But then they would fill out this information, and then the template would already be built in here, okay? So once the template is built, they'd be able to select that template. Well, let's see. EMT, they'd be able to select the template once it's fully built, and they would then have that assigned to themselves. Or, if you like, you can, once you do this, once the students put all their information in, oh, it didn't save it. I was wondering where it went. It didn't save. I thought we saved that. But once you actually build it and save it, it'll be here for you, and you'll be able to assign it to that student.
Okay.
Let me just see what happened. Let me just, yeah. Let's get this back here. I'm going to just do a quick one. And I'm just going to put in 2015, right? Or 16? 2015, right?
It varies in 2-year periods. Some people are on the 15 to 16 time period. The others would be 16, 17.
Okay.
So your certifications are good for 2 years, but it's kind of evenly split between the department who's on the one cycle, who's on the other.
Okay, gotcha. All right, let me just build really quick. I'm just going to put an airway in here and do an edit. And we're just going to do let's see. Well, I'm just going to add anything in right now just to save it. All right. Now, save. There we go. Now that should be there. Oh, there we go. All right, excellent. So it's there. So all you're going to do is click Add It once you build it. And then you're going to go to Members.
Okay.
And you're just simply going to choose which members you want to assign that particular template.
Okay.
Make sense?
Can I establish a group labeled EMT and then just select the entire group, or do I have to add the members in?
You got to add the members in this
yeah,
particular
I probably
one.
did it individually because of the valid dates anyway.
Yeah, yep. So you would do it that way. So
okay.
You got it. So once you build that template, then you can assign it to whomever you want. So once that recert period is up, you're going to come here to the reset members course progress, and then that way it's good for the next 2-year cycle.
Oh, okay. Very easy.
Okay, so that way you don't, and possibly you may need to tweak it if any changes happened, you know, that any new requirements or whatnot, but you can just reset it, and then you're good to go, and you don't have to rebuild it every 2 years. Okay?
Okay. All right.
All right. Make sense? Perfect. All right, excellent. So really quick, we're going to go to Topic Manager. Now, when we were in the custom courses, I told you that you want to have a topic, Covington FD Custom Courses, and I'm just going to save this. All right, and then we're going to go really quickly to the Custom Courses tool, and I'm just going to show you that it will be there. There you go. So every time you build a custom course, you want to choose that particular topic so it attaches itself. Once you do build a course using that topic, it'll fall right under this area. Okay. You can easily add as many topics as you like. This one is in here. You can edit it. You can just add a new one. All you need to do is just type it and then save it, and you're good to go. Okay, if you need to tag any particular courses how you want to, you can also do that. You can name it and tag a course. Okay, so you're able to do that as well. Let me just show you that. If you wanted to tag something, let's just say medical. I think my typing is really bad today. You would say is training tag, click save, and then courses with training tag, you would simply go through and check which ones you want to tag with that by simply clicking add, and then you would save at the bottom.
Okay.
Okay? So if you need to tag anything for any reason whatsoever, you're able to do that. Okay?
All right.
All right. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to go to Notifications Manager. In the courses, when I created an assignment, you saw that we already had when the assignment start date is, 3 days before it's due, a day before it's due, and a past due. If you wanted to create any custom notifications, you're able to do so. You're also able to create custom notifications for expiring credentials to be sent to you whenever you like. So if you have an expiring credentials happening, you simply can open this one. This one already is built, and you can have it sent to you on any dates that you like. So if you want it to be recurring, you can. If you don't want to be receiving any kind of alert when a credential is expiring, then you would simply click on Customize here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would simply click on Demand when you want it.
Okay.
Okay, so you can simply change that however you like. I'm just going to leave them how the default is now, but you can create custom notifications by clicking New Notification, giving it a name.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you wanted to get out a mass email to everybody in your department, you can actually do so right through the system. So if you wanted to just get out a departmental, update or something, you can simply name it, update, and then it's going to be in the form of an email. So you can give the email a subject, and then the body of the email here, you would simply add members, choose who you wanted to send it to by clicking the plus add, and then select all, and then you would simply at the bottom send now.
Okay.
Okay, so you can use the system as a way to get out communication. All right, now we're going to go to, and training calendar, like I said, is coming. It's not available yet, but we'll definitely keep you abreast of it. We're going to go to Firehouse now. So, okay, so in the Firehouse, there's going to be some things that we'll need to do. The first thing that I always start with is the users. Under the users, we have all of your department already loaded here and ready to go. But the thing that they don't have and that I don't have is their Firehouse staff ID. If you simply click on the empty area, you can type in, and I'll get rid of this afterwards, their staff ID, and then simply click the check mark, and there it is. Okay, so it's that easy. All right, so just all of that will have to be filled out. Now, if you do have a roster with the staff IDs available, by all means you can send it over and I'll plug them in for you. Now, the other item that needs to be done is the categories and the courses. So the categories is where you want to start first. And what we'll do is you click on plus category, and let's say that you have categories. And by the way, do you have categories that you can remember off the top of your head that you're currently using for any of your courses, such as EMS 1 or anything for the EMS courses? Yeah. Or
you want the code or the title?
Yeah, the actual category, the acronym that you use for it.
Emergency Medical General.
So do you do EMG?
No, it's the description is Emergency Medical General. The code, I guess, would be...
Yeah, the code, that's what I need.
Okay, so it's P, then 4 zeros.
P and 4 zeros.
Correct.
Okay. All right, you got it. So what we would do is we would save the P and 4 zeros. That's the category. And then what we would do is click on Manage Courses. And we would choose all of the courses that fit into that category by simply clicking the plus add. Now, to make it easy, you have the search bar, and you can actually look for that particular course. So if you know what falls into that category now, you could search for those courses simply by typing them in. And once they come up, you would simply click on either the course itself by clicking plus add or select all, depending on if that group that it brought up was, all of them did fit that category. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. So do you have another category that you think we can build out whatever you like?
P0001, 3 zeros and then a 1. That's CPR AED training.
All right. P001. CPR training?
30. Yeah, 3 zeros though.
Gotcha. All right, you got it.
CPR/AED training.
Okay, no problem. So that's not where we're going to put that in here. Yeah, I mean, it's really, it's just for the category itself. I mean, you can name it, this is just for the codes. It is just for the codes. So basically, when a student takes their course and they take a course that falls under the P0001 category, it's going to fall into that bucket. Okay? Does that make sense?
Correct.
Okay. All right. And it sounds like these are supposed to be zeros, not O's, right?
Correct.
Okay. Got it. All right. Excellent. Okay. And so basically, once you do that, you're just going to click your Manage Courses here, and then you're going to look for those courses that meet that actual requirement. So I don't know, do you have that on a spreadsheet now, or do you just need to grab that from your actual Firehouse?
I can export you the code and what the description is.
Yeah, my only concern is if the course doesn't meet that, you know? We could try. I mean, we could definitely try. So how does it look now? I mean, is it something you can send over to me so I can take a look at it?
You have to give me a few. And so you just want a list of all the codes, correct?
Well, usually we have, like, we'll put in the codes, and then the courses, usually the admins will choose which one fit into that category, because when you're going through our catalog of courses that you have access to in your subscription, there may be some new stuff in there that you'll need to figure out where to code it, and we won't code that because we're not sure how you guys want to do it. But if you already have a list that's, you know, pretty easy to figure out, I don't see why not. It's really up to you if you want to do that.
Dave, that's going to be up to you. You're talking 21 codes is all there is in Firehouse.
He may not be there. Okay. Well, you know what? I can definitely take that offline and see what you guys want to do with that. That's not a problem.
Sorry, I had my microphone muted there for a second.
Oh,
so yeah, we can certainly probably do those in-house. Might be the easiest set away. If I want a particular class in airway versus being in the medical category, I can do that.
Yeah, that's my only concern, because I don't know exactly where you guys would want it.
And that's one thing we struggle with now when we put out, especially EMS assignments, is, you know, it doesn't get coded in the right category. Then we get towards the end of a research cycle and somebody's short hours in airway when they had several airway classes, but whoever did the data entry into Firehouse category, you know, put it in a different category besides airway.
Right.
So
exactly.
That's what I said. Yeah, I think we'd probably be better off, and I don't know if Corey can hear me or not, but we can probably go through in-house and decide what categories and classes, because we wouldn't even need to put the P0001 CPR AED in, because that's going to be used honestly whenever you're doing an actual CPR course.
I assume you're going to have to put that P code, and I guess correct me if I'm wrong, so it'll import into Firehouse correctly.
Right. It's got to match. I mean, so what we're doing is we're basically providing to you the link to it. We're doing the hookup, and so you guys need to make sure that your codes in Firehouse on your side match what we're putting into FireRescue1 so that they can talk and communicate.
Correct. So Dave, we're gonna have to put in all those P00 codes. So if they take the 12 lead EKG, it knows behind the scenes that equals P004 or whatever.
Right.
Because if not, it won't enter into Firehouse.
Right. Not a problem. Yeah, we can do that. And actually, I don't think that'll be too terrible to get set up.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know, as long as you have an idea of what it's going to be. So if you know, like, and I know I don't have the codes right, but if P001 is your medical emergencies, you can, you know, go through the list of the courses that fit that, and you may just want to put in Medic Monthly or whatever, so it just filters it down to those courses. So it makes it a little bit easier for you.
Now the courses have to have just a single they would just have to have a single category code assigned to them, correct? Like I couldn't take cardiac emergencies and have it with two different codes or set it in two different categories.
Right, no. Well, I mean, because we have an ALS version and a BLS version, you can do a different code for the ALS and a different version code for the BLS. Mm-hmm. That you can do, but you can't give the same course, the BLS course. You can't give the BLS course two different codes.
Okay, gotcha.
Make sense? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, excellent. Okay, so now if you have the users and you want to send over the Firehouse IDs to us, we'll definitely get those imported, you know, and we'll put those in for you guys.
What email address can I send it to?
Okay, it's going to go to my email. Now, did I include you and send to you the actual invite? Because it should have come from noel.orsi at, okay, so just send it right there.
Okay.
Perfect, and we'll get that set up. All right, so
FireEMSAcademy.com.
You got it.
Okay, that's on its way.
All right, beautiful. Perfect. We'll get that set up and taken care of. Okay, so we've got categories. You got to just do all your categories, put those in there. Just click on the plus category, type in what it is, save it, and then click Manage Courses to pull the courses in. Once you actually pull the courses in, it's pretty easy. So if you had a category that was all trauma, and I use that because it pulls up everything so easily, you just would select all and put it underneath that particular category. So it does make it easy if you know what the courses are that are going to be put in there. And obviously, like you said, CPR, we don't have a CPR online course, so that wouldn't be something in there. So what you would want to do to track that is to probably create a custom courses tool, and then you can always award the credit out for that, like I showed you earlier. Just create the custom courses tool, even if it was just uploading the lesson plan with it and whatnot, and then giving out the actual credit, and then making sure you code that custom course with that P00, whatever it may be, so it matches up. Okay?
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, actually that makes total sense.
All right, excellent. So yeah, that's how you're going to track everything, even those courses that we're not providing to you, those CPR courses, those working fire courses, things of that nature, everything. All right, so the SOG and SOP manager, that is another way to get to those custom courses. It's just when you use that template, SOG, SOP, all of those SOGs and SOPs are going to be housed right here. So it just keeps them in a neat little place for you. So whenever you are creating or using the system for SOGs and SOPs, just make sure you use the template that says that, and then everything will fall neatly under this little area. Just keeps things nice and neat. Now, the students, as I said, aren't going to have access to the admin area. They're going to have access to the dashboard. So the students will be able to go to their assignments. Anytime you assign out a course to them, that's where they're going to go get it. They'll be able to print off their certificates. Now, on the certificates, They can do a full batch, download all, or just one at a time. So pretty easy. Okay, they would just simply click here. And then also for courses, if a student's in the middle of a course, and let's say they get a call, they have to go out on a call. When they come back, providing they save the course where they left it, they'll be able to actually click here and restart wherever they left off. Just simply click on the course and it'll pick up where they left off. They'll also see their completed and their history of courses here as well. Okay. Now, also from the dashboard, the notifications area, anytime a student is sent an email alerting them that they have a new assignment, it's going to be housed here. So if the student is regularly checking the site, they can't ever say they never got that email. You know, so also here, as you see by my name, you'll see that if I click on that, that's another sign that there are notifications. So the notifications are here as well as here. Okay. All right, and then also you have the credentials, so the students can access their credentials right here, and they can input it for themselves if they like. This is also where they're going to go to access the template that you assign to them. So if you decide to use it for that, then they'll definitely be able to access that template. And like I said, training calendar is coming. It hasn't been released yet, probably another few weeks, and when it does, I'll let you guys know about it. But that is pretty much it, guys. While I'm on this credentials area, just as a reminder, we report directly to CAPC. But the only way it's going to report is if the student's credentials are in the system. So you want to make sure that they do have that in there if you are wanting the information to be reported directly to CAPC. Okay?
Okay. Real quick now, there's a Chief Black who does all the training and stuff. He says the program's been approved by the Kentucky Fire Commission. Do you already have everything coded out? Said that you might have already have everything coded out since it's approved by Kentucky Fire Commission.
Not yet, but that is something that we are working on. We're working currently on all 50 states as far as having all of the courses listed and available in there. So it is something that is coming. It should be pretty soon, too.
Okay. All right, so it's approved by Kentucky Fire Commission and Kentucky Board of EMS. You just, on your end, haven't gotten everything coded up yet.
That's correct.
Okay.
Do you want these staff ID numbers in Excel or a PDF?
Preferably Excel, thank you. That'd be fantastic.
All right, it's on its way.
Awesome. Good deal. All right, so I'm going to open it up for any questions that you guys have. Anything that you want me to review again or that you have questions about?
Anybody? I'll kind of keep an eye on the chat box there. I'm feeling pretty good. It's about my second or third time through, but
I sure can. I got a question there.
You can't hear me?
Yep.
Okay.
I sure can.
Hey guys, hang on. This is Joe at Company One. Guys,
hi, Joe.
I just got a quick question about the test at the end of each module. I'm assuming the tests do not change. So if a student fails the first test, the second test they take, is it the exact same test as the one they just failed?
It is. It is the same test, but they don't have access to actually that until they actually repeat it. So they have to go through the whole course. It's not like they can immediately go back to the test directly. They have to go through the whole course to get to the test.
Okay, and so for each student, the test will be the same as well. Is that correct?
It is the same currently. You got it.
All right. Just
now there is talk about them doing a switch up of questions and answers. So it hasn't come out, but I think we're going to be seeing that soon as well.
Okay, just because I know reality is a lot of times if it's the same test over and over, we know people share answers and just trying to prevent that going forward.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's all I had. Thank you.
Okay, you got it. No problem.
So this importing into Firehouse, it will take, once we set up the codes, the staff ID, it's going to import in their staff ID, the amount of hours on, say, P001.
I'm sorry, same answers. I'm sorry. I had some background noise. What was that?
So once, say, somebody completes a class and we have set up the what classes equal P0001, and you have the staff ID numbers set up, so this will import into Firehouse the whoever completed that class P001 2 hours, we'll say.
Yes, you got it. Exactly. Yep,
So,
it'll say exactly what the hours are.
So there are other fields that we require within that training report. So how is it we can set those up?
The other fields in the training report, which fields are you referring to?
Like we have a location and agency, and the instructor, which I guess the instructor would be FireRescue1Academy.
Okay.
Method of instruction, station number, they have to select fire or medical tab. And then there's a notes section, which would be like the narrative description of the class.
Okay. I know right now we're doing the at least 5 or 7 of those fields you just said. I believe right now Firehouse is doing some special setups depending on the department. So if you go ahead, I'm sorry. Was that for me?
No, it's my background noise of the radio.
Oh, okay. All right. Can you do me a favor and send me a screenshot of the fields that you need so that I can send them over for you?
Yep.
Okay, that'd be great. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah. I'm not seeing anything on the chat box here, Noelle.
Okay.
Thank you very much for your time. I'm sure we'll probably have some
You're
questions as we
welcome.
work on getting up and running here. And I will get back to you and let you know exactly when we want those invites to go out to all the staff, so we can start getting guys, getting them to log in, create their accounts and all that. We got just a couple small items to figure out, and then we'll start getting this rolled out to everybody.
Okay, beautiful. Sounds good. And yeah, just keep me abreast of when you want those to go out. That'd be great. All right. All right. I think everybody's good to go. If you guys need anything at all, please reach out. Okay.
Okay. Sounds great. Thanks, Noelle. And I'll look forward to getting the recording from you here shortly.
Thank you, Dave. You got it. Will do. All right. You guys have a great day. Thank you for attending.
Noelle, you should have received 2 emails that's come up as no reply. That's what I sent you.
Okay, got it. All right, you got it.
That's it.
All right, fantastic. Thank you. All right, bye guys. Have a great day.
They have tutorials. Yeah, this is.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
She's going to send.
Bye-bye now.
All right. Bye, Noelle.
Bye. Hi. Bye, Dave.
I was talking for a second.
Yeah,
I'll get with you here very soon to let you know when we're going to send out those evites to everybody to go live with it.
Okay, that sounds good. And, that's what I was going to ask you before. Did you get my technical requirements? I sent that over to you.
And our IT guy said we're set up. He made the changes to for the trusted email stuff and all that, so we should be good. Yeah, hopefully we get fairly unbumpy. I got one of the guys who was listening in my office going, man, that's a lot of info. I said, that's why we recorded it.
Yeah, no, that's right. There is a lot of stuff. I know. And there is a lot of tutorials. That's why I want to show you guys that. And it really is helpful. So if it's like the weekend, somebody's working on it, there is a lot of information in there. And then during the week, I'm here, so definitely reach out because I know it's a lot of information to remember. I'll get this over to you and the recording, and then that way